Surah At-Tawbah, verse 28 and 29, were revealed 2 years after the conquest of Mecca, during a time when Prophet Muhammad observed that many of the Arab polytheists still performed Hajj rituals in Mecca.
Ali, Abu Bakr, go to Mecca and inform the Quraysh that Allah has commanded. After this year, no mushrik will be permitted to go to Masjid al-Haram to perform Hajj, and no one will be allowed to perform tawaf around the Kaaba while naked.
Ali and Abu Bakr went to Mecca to pass the message from Allah and His Rasul.
The Prophet has declared that after this year, non-Muslims shall not be permitted near Masjid al-Haram. As the Quran states, O you who believe, indeed the polytheists are impure, so let them not approach al-Masjid al-Haram after this year. From now on, no polytheist will be allowed to perform Hajj.
But Hajj is the foundation of our economy. If non-Muslims are banned, our markets will collapse, trade will suffer, and we will lose our livelihood.
And if you fear poverty, Allah will enrich you out of His bounty. In other words, you will be compensated for the closed markets you feared.
How will that happen?
By collecting jizya from the people of the book, Jews and Christians.
Allah compensates Muslims for their losses through the jizya collected from the people of Dhimma.
What if they refuse to pay?
Then they must be fought until they pay the jizya willingly in a state of submission, which is disgraced, humiliated, and belittled.
Then we must raise our weapons to force the Christians and Jews to pay us for the money we have lost by embracing Islam.
Is that fair to them? They haven't done anything wrong to us. Why should they pay for our financial loss?
Previously, they earned their living through honest trade by facilitating the Hajj for pilgrims. Now they are instructed to forcefully extort money from people of other faiths, shifting from commerce to mafia-like criminal activity.
What will the Muslim army do when it has conquered your infidel land? If you don't want to convert to Islam, the Muslims will take your money in exchange for your life. This extortion is called jizya. Most of Westerners have no clue what jizya is and thinking that jizya is an example of tolerance in Islam. The most obvious examples of the implementation of jizya in the modern world is what the Islamic State has done to non-believers, in this case Christians, in terms of jizya. In the event where the Islamic State slaughters some 30 Christian Ethiopians in Libya on April 2015, the spokesman repeatedly pointed out that payment of jizya is the only way for Christians around the world to safeguard their lives.
But whoever refuses to pay a jizya will see nothing from us but the edge of a spear. The men will be killed, and the children will be enslaved, and their wealth will be taken as booty. This is the judgment of Allah and His Messenger.
When the Islamic State invaded ancient Christian regions around the Nineveh Plain, June 2015, it again declared,
We offer them, the Assyrian Christians, 3 choices. Islam, the Dhimma contract, involving payment of jizya. If they refuse this, they will have nothing but the sword.
The Islamic State is not alone in calling for jizya from Christian infidels. In 2002, Saudi Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman, discussing the Muslim prophet's prediction that Islam will eventually conquer Rome, said,
We will control the land of the Vatican. We will control Rome and introduce Islam in it. Yes, the Christians will yet pay us the jizya in humiliation, or they will convert to Islam.
A prominent imam, Sheikh Isam Amira, gave a sermon in the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem in which he lamented that too many Muslims think that jihad is only for defense against aggressors, when in fact Muslims are also obligated to wage offensive jihad against non-Muslims.
When you face your pagan enemy, call them either to Islam, jizya, or seek Allah's help and fight them. Even if they do not fight or initiate hostilities, fight them. Fight them. When? When they fight you. No, when they refuse to convert to Islam or refuse to pay jizya. Whether they like it or not, we will subjugate them to Allah's authority.
The doctrine and history of jizya. So what exactly is jizya? The word jizya appears in Quran Surah At-Tawbah verse 29 in an injunction that should be familiar by now. Fight those among the people of the book, which are Christians and Jews, who do not believe in Allah nor the last day, nor forbid what Allah and His Messenger have forbidden, nor embrace the religion of truth, until they pay the jizya with willing submission and feel themselves subdued. In Hadith Sahih Muslim 1731a, the Messenger of Allah Muhammad regularly calls on Muslims to demand jizya of non-Muslims. If they refuse to accept Islam, demand from them the jizya. If they agree to pay, accept it from them and hold off your hands. If they refuse to pay jizya, seek Allah's help and fight them. The second righteous caliph, Omar al-Khattab, reportedly said,
"Any conquered infidel who refuses to convert to Islam must pay the jizya out of humiliation and lowliness. If they refuse this, it is the sword without leniency."
This theme of non-Muslim degradation appears regularly in the commentaries of Islam's authorities. According to the Medieval Islamic Civilization Encyclopedia, Muslim jurists came to view certain repressive and humiliating aspects of dhimma as de rigueur. Dhimmis, subjugated non-Muslim Christians and Jews, were required to pay the jizya publicly, in broad daylight, with hands turned palm upward, and to receive a smart smack on the forehead or the nape of the neck from the collection officer. Some of Islam's jurists mandated a number of other humiliating rituals at the time of jizya payment, including that the presiding Muslim official slap, choke, and in some cases pull the beard of the paying dhimmi, who might even be required to approach the official on all fours, in bestial